Here's how Xbox can absolutely dominate the future of gaming. What's up, y'all? I'm Ray, and this is my channel, Xbox Ready, where we get on and we talk about Xbox stuff. The latest news, rumors, games, accessories, pretty much anything I want to talk about as long as it's about Xbox in some way. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the major roadblocks preventing Xbox from achieving true greatness, and some more multi-platform madness that'll have Xbox fans quite pleased. Now, it may seem like just yesterday, Microsoft released the Xbox Series X and S. Gen 9 officially started. But my dear friend, the passage of time is cruel, and believe it or not, that was almost 5 years ago. Still, people believe, oh man, it took a while for the real console generation to get started, what with like all of the hardware shortages, a global pandemic going on. It really took a while for both the PlayStation 6 and the Xbox Series X and S to hit their stride, to really feel like next-gen consoles. Some people probably out there that still don't believe that they hit their stride. But while your attention may firmly be on the Xbox Series X, Series S, PlayStation 5, Switch 2 maybe, time, that cruel mistress, just keeps on going forward. Believe it or not, we are on the cusp of starting to wind down this current generation and head into the new one with brand new consoles waiting for us. You got Xbox architects reminiscing, saying their farewells to the Xbox Series X and S, talking about how they're excited for the future. You have other people saying that we could see new Xbox consoles, next-gen Xbox hardware as soon as 2026, which isn't just, what, 4 months? Now, what those consoles are gonna look like, that's anyone's guess. Outside of these rumors, outside of these leaks, all we have to operate with is observing what Xbox is doing right now and making an educated guess. Let's recap what Xbox is doing right now. One of the bigger stories since the beginning of 2024 is Xbox giving away former exclusives to other platforms. And judging by the numbers, judging by the money made, it looks like they're gonna keep doing that, even with their most sacred franchises, games that you wouldn't ever think in a million years would ever be on a PlayStation console. So no longer are exclusive game franchises like Gears of War, Halo, any of the other Xbox first-party games, they are no longer going to be a driver for someone to buy a console. This is coming at a time where they seem to be de-emphasizing the Xbox console, period. Run an entire ad campaign saying you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox games. This is anecdotal, but a bunch of people online being like, yeah, in my region, in my country, it seems like they don't even bother stocking Xbox consoles at my local retailer. The Series X, the Series S, your Xbox One, just one of many devices that can play Xbox games. Devices like the Xbox Ally, which brings me to the next part of what Xbox is currently doing. For this Xbox Ally that they're building and shipping with Asus, they're also working on what they call the Xbox Full Screen Experience. I know, not the sexiest name, but that's what we got. Which in their words is like a hybrid Xbox Windows dashboard thing, which is supposed to be a little bit closer to what you would find when you boot up your Xbox console and see the dashboard on there. They've gone out of their way to say that the Xbox and the Windows team, they're working really closely, not just on this, but on other features in their ecosystem. Things that you only used to be able to find on your Xbox console, suddenly they're popping up on cloud gaming, your friends list, party chat, recently played games, and of course the ability to be playing a game on Xbox and be like, you know what, I want to play on my PC instead, and being able to pick up right where you left off on your console. Pair that with this partnership that they announced with AMD a couple of months back, saying that they're working on new chips that are going to power all of these new devices throughout the ecosystem, devices that'll have access to multiple storefronts. All of that combined, it's not hard to connect the dots. It may not be exactly how it plays off, but on paper, it looks like they're gearing up for a next-gen lineup that is more like a console PC hybrid. And we're for sure going to see other partner devices like the Xbox Ally. On paper, that sounds really cool. A device with the flexibility of a PC, multiple storefronts, you can run whatever mod that you want, however nasty you want to get with it, with the ease of use and the comfort that comes with a console. In many ways, this seems like the final form what Xbox should have been from the very beginning when it was just the direct Xbox. PC World just did this interview with a guy named Mike D'Anseglio. Sorry, I totally butchered that, man. Even though they clearly say it in the video, I don't know what just came out of my mouth. They talked to this guy, Mike, who has worked in IT for a long ass time, has a very extensive resume that includes work with the military, and at one point he even managed Microsoft's Xbox Live operations. So he does this video with PC World, and he's the first former Xbox person that when talking about this future of, oh, like, you know, the Xbox console is more like a PC, it's more like this box where you can do whatever you want with it. He is the only one who has been like, that sounds like a cool idea, they should totally do that. Pretty much everyone else who used to work for Xbox or worked on the original Xbox, usually they come out and they're like, I hate Xbox now, this is dumb. And his pitch is really awesome. It's like, yeah, it would be cool to have this gaming console where it's like, yeah, I could use it as just a straight up Xbox, easy peasy, but I also have the option to, like, I don't know, break it open a little bit with the understanding that, you know, it's not going to be as secure or whatever, but it would give me the freedom to like install emulators and mods and do all sorts of other stuff with it like you could with the PC. To a certain degree, that's something you can totally do with your Xbox Series X or S if you turn on dev mode. Imagine just having one device, one console that can play games from Steam, games from Xbox, maybe even games from PlayStation that are put onto Steam. You don't have to go out and buy like all of these different consoles. That sounds like a great idea to me and something that only Xbox can do by combining their expertise in the home console gaming market with their experience in Windows. But there's some pretty glaring challenges in making that transition, and they're running out of time to fix them. The first one is that there's already confusion amongst their established fans about the direction that they're taking. Look at the announcement for the Xbox Ally. A lot of people going around being like, this is the next Xbox handheld. It's finally here, this handheld Xbox. And of course, as the months have gone on, people find out, well, it's not really a handheld Xbox because I can't play my Xbox games that I've been buying over the past 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. My Xbox library is not supported. Game Pass is, but the only Xbox games I'm going to be able to play on this handheld are the ones that are supported by Xbox Play Anywhere. This is the first major roadblock that Xbox has hit in this transition from just being a console maker, a platform holder, into this wider ecosystem PC gaming play. Because Xbox Play Anywhere, when it works, it's dope. I buy one game, I get 2 copies of it, the Xbox version and the PC version. Pretty much every first-party game supports it. A lot of indie games support it. Hollow Knight Silksong, Xbox Play Anywhere. But you know who doesn't usually support it? I don't know, just like some of the biggest publishers out there, some of the biggest games of this year, they're not gonna play ball with Xbox Play Anywhere. Are you kidding me? Why would they support selling 2 copies of their game for the price of 1? For Xbox, that's a no-brainer, right? They can eat that cost because they're gonna retain you as a customer. But these other guys, not so much. This has been an issue that has come back into the spotlight for me over the past week or so, when I discovered that Helldivers 2 wasn't gonna have Play Anywhere capabilities, and now I'm looking at Borderlands 4, I'm trying to find it in the Xbox PC app, but it's nowhere to be found. Not supported by Play Anywhere, not even in the Xbox store on PC. Now, if you only play games on your Xbox console, probably not the biggest deal in the world. But when Xbox themselves are trying to hype us up on this future of play any game where you want, wherever you want, however you want, except for, I don't know, these games over here whose studios we couldn't work out a deal with. That utopian console in our head that's part Xbox, part PC, we can play whatever game we want on it. It starts to fall apart when you look closer at it. Not to say that Xbox couldn't make it happen, couldn't work out a deal with these publishers to play ball with Play Anywhere. We could tell that they're doing the work. With each passing day, more and more games get tagged with that Xbox Play Anywhere symbol. But the work to make sure that every one of your Xbox games are Play Anywhere, that could take years. It seems like they're working against the clock a little bit here. Now, the backwards compatibility thing, now they may not be able to figure it out by the time the Xbox Ally releases, but Xbox has already gone out of their way, and this was smart of them to do, to say clearly that the next Xbox consoles powered by these AMD chips will support your existing Xbox library, which means in so many words, it will be backwards compatible. It will somehow be able to play Xbox games, whether or not that means they're gonna release just a true blue Xbox console, or they will go full steam ahead on the PC console hybrid thing and then find a way to emulate old Xbox games. That was a really important distinction for them to make because, well, otherwise it would seem like they're just abandoning their console fan base, which is what built the Xbox brand in the first place. And in no way, shape, or form can they afford to lose out on that console audience. There's also another elephant in the room, a new challenger approaching for Xbox. Since its inception, Xbox has always gone toe-to-toe with PlayStation. That has been its direct competitor, mortal enemy, for as long as it's been around. But with everything that Xbox is doing, trying to make a bigger push into PC gaming, trying to make a push into handheld gaming. That seems more like what Valve is doing, what Steam has been working towards. And just as Xbox has its advantages going into this arms race, Valve has a lot of advantages too. Already, it's like the de facto way to play games on PC. And things could get very interesting if Valve is like, you know what, let's go ahead and make a home console, something that you can put under your TV, like the failed Steam box. Because if they put something out like that, they could say everything that Xbox is claiming to do right now. Hey, you can play your games on PC. Hey, you can play this game on a handheld like the Steam Deck. Hey, you can play this game on a console like this unnamed Steam Box 2. Your Steam library will travel with you wherever you go. Your progression, your data, between all of these devices. There's been a lot of talk about Steam on the next Xbox consoles. How cool would that be? And that does sound really cool, but Microsoft needs to do a lot more than say, hey, Steam is available on this new Xbox that we're putting out, or else it has no chance in hell of actually competing against Valve. The obvious advantage that Xbox has going into this fight, Game Pass. If you're going over to Steam, they got a lot of great sales going on, but they don't have like a Steam Plus program that gives you access to a catalog like Game Pass. And let's be real here, I know that I was just talking about Game Pass fatigue in one of my past videos, but Game Pass has been adding a ton of bangers lately. It continues to prove that it is the best deal in gaming, and clearly it's making Microsoft a bunch of money. But what else is Xbox bringing to the table in this new fight that they got going on? Outside of Game Pass, how are they going to convince people to invest in their ecosystem versus Steam or PlayStation, especially if Steam can claim a lot of the same things that Xbox can do, which is why the release of the Xbox Ally feels a lot more than just, oh, like fancy new Xbox tech and hardware. How people respond to it and then how Xbox handles that is basically going to dictate the entire future of their brand. Let's wrap up the video talking about Nintendo Direct. I know, why are we talking about Nintendo in a channel about Xbox stuff? But I promise this most recent Nintendo Direct revealed something juicy that you as an Xbox fan are going to want to know. Now, one of the things that Xbox wanted to fix heading into this generation was their piss-poor relationship and reputation amongst Japanese developers, studios, and fans. It got so bad that over the years, Japanese studios and publishers would just be like, why would we even bother putting our games onto Xbox? It's a waste of our time. So even though franchises like Final Fantasy weren't exactly like first-party exclusives on the PlayStation side, you would never see them on Xbox, especially these newer games like Final Fantasy 16, 7 Remake. But Xbox was like, damn it, we're gonna fix this. And they have. They did what they said they were gonna do. It started when Atlas games started coming over to Xbox and on Game Pass. The Persona series went from skipping Xbox to being included in the Game Pass library. And then not too long ago, Square Enix took a look at their bank account, at their sales numbers, and were like, oh yeah, we should probably go multi-platform. We probably just shouldn't sell our games on PlayStation. We're gonna start making an effort to bring our games over to Xbox consoles. Slowly but surely, that started happening. After the Xbox showcase in June, we got Final Fantasy 16, and after 6 years, yes, 6 years, Final Fantasy 7 Remake is finally coming to Xbox consoles. It's gonna be releasing on January 22nd, 2026, and it's not just gonna be on Xbox either, it's gonna be on Switch 2s as well. And yes, it is the integrate version, the upgraded next-gen version. They're also making it to where if you do this early purchase bonus, which you can pay for up until January 31st, it'll grant you access to that original Final Fantasy VII, no extra charge. So if you just buy it over the next couple months, you pretty much get 2 games. I don't know how the hardcore fans are going to react to this, but there's also going to be new progression things that'll make it easier for players to experience this game, which includes HP that's always full, MP that's always full, a limit gauge that's always full, and an ATB gauge that's always full, and also 9,999 damage for every attack, which is the maximum damage that you can do. This has been a long time coming. I don't know why it took this specific game so long to come on over to Xbox. Again, we're talking about a 6-year gap from that original release, and then a 5-year gap from Integrate. Final Fantasy 16, by comparison, came out just a couple of years ago, and managed to come on over to Xbox consoles before the 7 Remake. This is a great bit of news, and I know the rhetoric, oh, Xbox fans, they don't care, they don't give a damn about Final Fantasy, it always sells like doo-doo when when a game comes on over to Xbox. But going with the theme of the video, more games available on the Xbox platform is a good thing. It sucks when you pull up the search bar and the Microsoft Store either on your console or the PC app and you type in a game only to come up with nothing. That's a terrible feeling. So the more that Xbox can do to mitigate that, whether it's boosting Play Anywhere, strengthening their relationship with these foreign publishers, that's gonna do them a world of good and make sure that they're competitive going into the future. Anyways, guys, that's all the Xbox stuff I have to talk about today. Thanks so much for joining me for another edition of Xbox Ready. If you made it this far into the video, consider subscribing. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.